Hello friends, welcome to Technical and Option Chain Analysis. So if you are new to our channel, then please subscribe our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever we upload a new video, you will get the notification. So in today's video, we are going to discuss one of the intraday strategy, that is how to trade if the stock hits the lower or upper circuit. Now before we jump into the strategy, let's discuss what is upper circuit and lower circuit. So upper circuit is it is a maximum range in which a stock can move on a daily basis. So for example, if the stock has a circuit of 20% on a daily basis, it means the stock can move a maximum 20% in a upside. So if we take an example, if the stock closed at rupees 1000 on a previous day, then upside of 20% of 1000 becomes 1200. So on the next day, if at all stock moves upside, it can move at a maximum upper circuit of rupees 1200. The same way, the lower circuit it is the minimum range in which a stock can move on a daily basis. So if we take example, if the stock has a circuit of 20% on a daily basis, the stock can go a downside up to 20%. So if the stock closed at rupees 100 on a previous dip, then lower side of 20% becomes rupees 80. So on the next day, if at all the stock moves can downside, it can go at lower circuit price range up to rupees 80. So whenever a stock hits upper or lower circuit, the trading will hold for some time and again it will start. So now let's go to the Excel and see the steps how to trade a stock which when it hits upper or lower circuit. So let's see the steps of upper circuit first. The step 1. Wait till the price breaks the low of the 5-minute candle. So now let's go to the chart and see how to trade on this. So this is the chart of Axis Bank on the 25th of March, and we can see on the 25th of March the stock hits the upper circuit. So over here we can see the stocks hit the upper circuit and the trading hold for the some time, and again the trading start at 110. But again we can see that after 110 stock again hit the upper circuit and trading hold for the some time, and again the trading starts at 125. So our first step is wait till the price break the low of the 5-minute candle. So if we see from this circuit, we can see the none of the candle broke the low of the 5-minute candle. Now if we see again over here at 125, we can see the trading starts again and the very next candle broke the low of this candle. So we can see the low of that candle was 348.60, and we can see the next candle broke the low of the candle. So now what is the step 2? Sell below the low of the candle. So we will sell the stock below to this price 348.60. Now the step 3. Keep the target same as the height of the candle. Now what is the height of the candle? If we see the height of this candle means high minus low. So we can see the high is 363.75 and the low is 348.60. It means the difference is almost 16 rupees. So we'll keep the target as 16 rupees, and the step 4 is keep the stop loss above the high of the candle. So our stop loss would be around at 364. And if we see the further candles, we can see the our target is achieved. So our target was 16 rupees and it is achieved. Now if we see on the very next day on the same stock Axis Bank, we can see the stock hits the upper circuit. So our as per our step 2, we will wait till the candle broke the low of the candle, and if we see around at 11:20, we can see the candle broke the low of the previous candle. So our target would be height of that candle. So if we see the high is around at 375.8 and the low is 371.7. So the target would be around 5 rupees, and we can see the target is achieved in a further candles. On a same stock, if we see on a very next day on a 27th of March, we can see again the stock hits the upper circuit, and if we see the further candles, we can see around at 9:55 stock breaks the low of the previous candle, and if we see the height of the previous candle, that is almost 8 rupees, and if we see the further candles, we can see the our target is achieved. So that's how you can trade when the stock hits the upper circuit. Now, if we see next stock, that is IndusInd Bank, and if we see on a 26th of March, we can see the stock was in a stock was hitting continuous at the upper circuit. And if we see the further candles around at 11:20, we can see the candle broke the low of the previous candle. And if we see the height of the previous candle, that is almost 16 or 70 rupees. The height is almost 436.85 and the low is almost 420.25. It means the target would be around 17 rupees. And if we see the further candles, we can see the low of the further candle is 392. So our target of 17 rupees is achieved. Now, if we see on a very next day, on the 27th of March, on the same stock IndusInd Bank, we can see the stock hits the upper circuit. And if we see the further candles, we can see around at 10, we can see the candle broke the low of the previous candle. And if we see the height of the previous candle, that is almost 29 rupees. So if we see the further candles, our target is achieved. So now let's go to the sheet and let's see how to trade a stock when it hits the lower circuit. So these are the steps for the lower circuit. Step 1, wait till price breaks the high of the 5-minute candle. So now let's go to the chart and let's see some of the examples. So if we see on the 24th of March, we can see the IndusInd Bank was continuously hitting the lower circuit. And as per the step 1, we have to wait till it breaks the high of the candle. So this is our first candle, and if we can see the next candle broke the high of the candle. And if we see the third step, that is keep the target same as height of the candle. So if we see the height of the candle, that is almost 29 rupees, or we can say 30 rupees. And if we see the further candles, we can see our target is achieved. And the step 4 is keep the stop loss below to the low of the candle. So our stop loss would be below to the 235.55. But if we see the further candles, we can see our target of 30 rupees is achieved. Now if we see on a further days, yeah, we can see on the 27th of March, we can see the IndusInd Bank stock hits the lower circuit around that time 125. So if we see around at 135, we can see the candle broke the high of the previous candle. And if we see the height of the previous candle, that is almost 14 rupees. And if we see the further candles, we can see our target of 14 rupees is achieved. So if we see the next example, we can see on the 6th of March the stock is Yes Bank, and we can see the stock was hitting the lower circuit continuously. Now our step 1 is wait till it breaks the high of the 5-minute candle. So if we see at around 11:40, we can see it broke the high of the previous candle. And if we see the height of the candle is almost 2.4 rupees. And if we see the further candles, we can see our target of 2.4 rupees is achieved. So that's how you can trade when the stock hits the lower circuit. Now, if we see the further examples of upper and lower circuits, so on the 26th of March, we can see the HDFC stock hits the upper circuit. So our step 1 is we have to wait till it breaks the low of the 5-minute candle. So if we see the further candles, we can see around at 10:45 it broke the low of the candle. And if we see the height of the candle, that is almost 23 and 8, yeah, almost 35 rupees. And we can see our target is achieved on a further candles. And if we see the next stock, that is Reliance, and we can see on the 25th of March it hits the upper circuit. And if we see the further candles, we can see around at 2:30 it broke the low of the previous candle. And if we see the height of the previous candle, that is almost 16 rupees. And if we see the further candles, we can see our target is achieved. So this is one of the very good intraday strategy, and the accuracy of this strategy is almost 90 to 95%. So thank you friends for watching this video, and if you like it, then please subscribe our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you friends.